Standard. 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 Standard.
When I started the game, I picked up a cue. You man can't play pool like me, rack up. You can't make P like me, the way I've been getting on recently. Stack up. You wanna be like me, but you can't sell CDs like me or T's like me. Please don't ever let me hear say that you can MC like me. Jack up. You can't spit like Jamie. Deep MC can't spit grand daily. Bad boy bars, hear me on the radio with Richard, Jamek and Quasi. Junior and Deshane, we put other MCs to shame. Any MC that used to spit, don't spit no more. Us man are to blame.
Us man are the best. Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't
Standard.
Please don't talk behind my back. If you wanna talk when you see me chat, hater hating, but you got 5 JME CDs in your CD rack. That's a bootleg, what CD's that? These pricks don't wanna see me stack. In my bedroom you'll see Xbox 360, PC, TV, Mac, standard. I don't shoot class A, I do it at the Nougat way. Yeah, big in the music game from time. I'm so sorry you can't play. I swear I'm so sorry you can't play. I could pass you the mic but I won't, cause you talk on the mic but you don't make sense like ribby dibby doo bar day. Serious, us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't
Standard.
I'm a big MC with a bad man flow. I got a big brother called Skepta, like he's cool. And a big crew where cool boy better know. I got a big fan base all across the globe. I got a big tune coming out with Frisco. I got a big bass box tinted window. I got a big engine but I drive so slow. I got a big mouth so I shout on a stage show. I got a big foot, feel the force on my big toe. I got a big lip, big nose, big afro. I got a big wad of cash and it's not from snow. Big album ready to hit the road. I got a big catalogue of music, so I got a big up MSN in studio. Big catalogue of music, so I got a big up MSN in studio. Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't test.
Standard.
Us man are the best.
Standard.
You man can't
Standard.
What an old grand classic. Oh man. Kicking it off.
serious.
Hey, grime classic by Jamie.
It's mad.
Next.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Oh no, oh. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. All around in my hometown, they trying to track me down. Yeah. They say they want to bring me in guilty for the killing of a deputy, for the life of a deputy. But I say, oh now, oh, I shot the sheriff, but I swear it wasn't self-defense. No, yeah. I said I shot the sheriff, oh Lord, and they say there's a capital offense. Yeah. Sheriff John Brown always ate
The only reason why we're playing Bob Marley and playing a second song is because yesterday was a fuck up, so we're bringing a vibe this time. Fuck it. And this one, this song goes to fucking my bro, Toby. This is for you, Toby.
He said kill them before they grow. And so read it in the news. I shot the sheriff, but I swear it wasn't self-defense. Where was the deputy? I say I shot the sheriff, but I swear it was in self-defense. Yeah. drop out. One day the bottom I go drop out. I say, I shot the sheriff. Lord, I didn't shot the deputy. No, yeah, I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Yeah, so yeah.
Don't make music like this no more. It's all about fucking taking drugs, being a fucking idiot, or fucking being a fucking reckless fool. Nothing consistent. This is fucking real music. This. There ain't no violence being caused when this is playing. A proper reggae night's the way to go. Definitely, without a shadow of doubt. Best music, best atmosphere, even the best drinks. Unbelievable. Bob Marley, I shot the sheriff. Fuck yes. Anyway, oi oi. It's your boy Joker, dreaming of Raris, loving Punani, and getting lit like a fucking birthday party. Anyway, welcome to See You Next Tuesday, and I did fucking do this yesterday at 7:30, but obviously the fucking stupid phone didn't download my live, didn't keep it, so now I'm having to do it again today. Again, cause I'm a rookie, but that's fine, I don't care. It is what it is. So a recap, basically in the last 2 weeks, I didn't do last week because of Indy's birthday. I was busy going to collect birthday presents, DS presents. It took me fucking all day to go and get them. I wanted to collect them at fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon before the pandemonium started. But unfortunately, I've got to wait for other people. So they were like, oh, we might be ready between 5:30 and 7:30. Like, oh, thanks. Okay, just let me know. So I'm patiently waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm thinking to myself, not going to happen this. Can feel it. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. I got a message about 5:20. Oh, we're just on the way home now. We'll be home shortly. Nice one. Cheers for telling me fucking that you're nearly home. I really needed to know that. Like, that's very useful information. So, I'm still fucking waiting and waiting. 20 minutes later, we're at home now, you can come and collect them. So, I get on the fucking bus all the way to Thornton to go and get these. Turn up, pay for them, get them, go to get the bus back. As I get the bus back, go to the bus stop, right? I turn up at the bus stop, I sit there, I think to myself, right, I've got some time to kill. I'll ring Chell and let her know that I've got these fucking games for Indy, and she'll be buzzing about it, that I've got them. So, I FaceTime her on the phone, I give her a ring, let her know that she's got it, we're all excited. Next minute, straight past me, and I can see it in the camera of my phone. Woof, bus, straight past me. And I'm in the middle of Thornton, bearing in mind, like, and buses are every fucking half an hour, right? Which is down to my own stupid fucking self for not driving. So, I fucking go and get the bus. I missed the fucking bus. So, I decide, like, oh, fuck it, I'll just walk to Cleveland's and get the fucking tram home. Not thinking, I've got to go all the way to Mearside Tesco to go and collect headbands. Because they're a certain colour, burgundy colour. And it's the only colour that's going to go with the fucking entire uniform. So, me being the good dad that I am, I decided, fuck it, I'll just get the tram all the way to Blackpool, I'll get the 6 all the way to Mearside and get them. Bear in mind that it's like fucking 9 o'clock at night now, like in the middle of Cleveland's. It's happening Toby, it's happening Tyler. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm sat there waiting like a fucking fool. I go and get the tram, I get to Mearside Tesco, it's fucking dead. Dead. Nobody. It's like ghost town. Few cars in a car park as usual for workers and probably people doing things in other stores. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I go in the store, I go and get my stuff, and the shop assistant, it looks dead. Dead. She's Hiya, love. Is that everything? No, I was hoping to get the fucking contents of the till and some personality out of you if it's going. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck me. Yes, love. Yeah. So fucking pay for my stuff. I don't even get home till about fucking 10:30. Near enough 11:15 at night. And this is only just to get fucking Indy's birthday present. So I didn't do the podcast. I thought by the time I've got home, it's fucking pointless doing it at 11:30. It makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. So I thought I'll fucking wait till this week, and then I've got more things to talk about. Like, I can say what happened of the first day, which was amazing. I fucking loved it. It was the funniest thing in the world. Leela's been the funniest thing in the world. Indy, basically what happens if you're unaware, which most people are aware, but for anyone that isn't, older kids go in all day, no problem. So if you're in year 1, year 2 onwards, you go in the morning and do all day, no problem. But they went in first because of coronavirus. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5 and year 6 went in, but reception and nursery didn't for the first week. So Leela's all confused. Indy's going back to school, but she isn't. So every day she's, why am I not going to school, Daddy? Why am I not going to school? And I'm having to like explain to her, like, you are going to school. You're just going next week. You're not going this week. And every day the same question. Dad, when am I going to school? Dad, when am I going to school? When am I going to school? So this Monday she started school. I put pictures on my Instagram and on my Facebook and on my Snapchat. She looks like a little doll. She just reminds me of a little doll. I don't want her to grow up. I really don't. I'm dreading her being a teenager, because her attitude now as a 4-year-old is unbelievable. She's 4 going on 15. Oh, I love her. I do love her. And I do love being a stay-at-home dad. But fuck me. You've got to be a patient. You've got to have the patience of a saint to have kids. You really do. You really, really, really do. Because they don't half annoy you about nothing. Nothing. Basically, on the first week for her, she starts off afternoons. So she'll start at 12:15 till 2:45 for the first week. Then the second week, she'll go in at 9 till 20 to 12. For the second week, and then on the third week she'll go in the full day, which is fine. I'm okay with that, but it's still fucking, she's confused as to why she's only doing half a day as opposed to Indy's doing a day, which I understand her confusion. Like, why am I not going back to school? I want to be like Indy. And she'll get used to it as she learns through reception and starts going through the motion of things. Hopefully it won't be the same for year 1. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. For next year. But a lot of things have changed. Like, it used to be you just turn up and everyone would bundle in at the certain areas of where the class was. Now it's completely different. We've all been separated. So like year 2 have got a certain part, year 1's got a certain part, reception's got a certain part, then the others have got their segregated areas. Obviously I don't know their areas because I'm not, I only have a year 2 and a reception child, so I don't know the other areas. But what I do know is my 2 areas and the timings are fucking awful, right? I'm giving for Indy, I've got to pick her up at a side gate, okay? At the side of Waterloo. Now, if you're aware of Waterloo School, you know that there's a front on Ansdell Road, and then there's a turn-off point just before Spen Corner. Like, just before Spen Corner, there's like a right turn, and it goes all the way down to the end. And there's like a green gate. Anyway, that's Indy. I've got to pick Indy up at 2:40, right? So you turn up at the gate for around 25 to. You turn up at the gate, right? Fucking gate's locked. No one in sight. Not even a fucking teacher in the yard. Nobody in sight. Comes fucking 39 minutes past, some arsehole turns up. Well, it's not an arsehole, it's a teacher. He fucking turns up, unlocks this gate, right? Bear in mind there's about fucking 200 parents of all year 2, all fucking stood single file of all of each other, right? Some are wearing face masks, some ain't. To be honest, the first fucking day, no one wore a face mask. Not even fucking teachers wore a face mask. Everyone, it was as if it was normal. Everyone was all huddled up, bunched up together, and it was like, something's gonna go off. I can imagine that there's gonna be a pandemonium at some point. So, second day, oh yeah, here's the belter for you. Check this out. So Indy, I've got to pick up at 2:40, right? She's supposed to come out at like 2:38, ready for 2:40. And I've got to pick Leela up at 2:45, right? Which is at the other end of the fucking school. At the complete opposite end, towards Ansdell Road end, right? And not only that, I've got to go through a nursery gate, then round the back of the fucking nursery. It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. The only reason why I don't mind doing it is to watch Leela's face. When she turns up, she's so excited. I can't wait to go to school. Daddy, look, I'm gonna go and see more of my friends. And the innocence in her. It breaks my heart to know that one day it's not gonna be there. That genuine laugh is literally genuine. That there'll be a moment in her life that it'll change her forever. I don't want it to happen, but I know it's going to. Unfortunately, that's the way of the world, and life hands shitty cards. She's innocent, and a part of me wants her to stay innocent forever. That's what every parent wants for their kid, to be innocent. If they're innocent, nothing can go wrong. In your eyes, a part of you thinks that nothing goes wrong. We all know that things go fucking wrong. We all know that as a teenager, we all are learning and experiencing and dabbling in different fucking things, so none of us really know what we're doing. We think we do. We think we're fully grown at 18. At 18, most of us think, I can fucking go and get a beer and I can fucking buy fags, so that's it. I can do whatever I want. I can get a flat. And let me assure you, no you fucking can't. No you can't. Well, you can. I'm not saying that you definitely can't. It's not impossible, but it's a fucking struggle. Struggle city. Put it this way, this is how I moved out at 19. I was arguing with my dad about some family issues. Me and him had a massive argument, causing me to break his arm. I ended up stealing his car. I was going psychotic. There was a part of me that was just losing my fucking head, and I knew that there's something wrong. There's something internally wrong with me, because I wouldn't normally do these things. I don't go around breaking people's arms. I'm not a violent human being. If you know me, you know that I'm more jab and jive. I like to have a laugh and a joke, and I'll take the piss and have a laugh. I'm more interested in laughing and joking than I am inflicting pain. I prefer to be a gentle soul. So when those things started happening, I realised that all this frustration I'd had. My dad drank from when I was 11 all the way right the way through till I was 19. So it was bad. It was bad. There's no better way to explain it. Do you know what I mean? I can't sugarcoat it as if like he was my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I love him. And do you know what I mean? Like, we've got past it and we moved on. Don't get me wrong, there's still fucking here and there, but at the end of the day, you get one dad and one mum. Regardless of what they've done and regardless of what they've said, I've got to remember that I'm a role model to my kids. So if I behave in a bad way to them, how does it look to them, to my kids? How does it look like how they should behave for me? If I'm speaking to my mum and dad with disrespect or... Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't do that in front of them. I very rarely, I say that with a pinch of salt. I very rarely say anything to them. But when I do, I normally forget, because I'm all heated up and all in my head, and forget that they're actually my parents and they're still here. Some people don't have them, like Chelsea doesn't have her mum and dad. Like, they're not here at all, and they won't be here. Which is upsetting, because every day I see her, every day that I notice things, like Leela won't get to experience that part of Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't really know what Chelsea was like when she was a kid, so can't really compare our kids to what she was like as a kid, because we don't really know. So I feel for her. There's moments where I think, like, what about if we got married, or if she ever got married, for that matter, who would walk her down the aisle? Do you know what I mean? Like significant milestones that make you question, like, what things you take for granted yourself. Like, you realise, fuck me, like, sometimes I'm pretty shitty to my fucking parents, like, and I don't mean to be, but it's the way that most human beings behave. We behave like we take them for granted, a bit like we take water for granted, we take getting a bus for granted, we take being able to walk on both legs. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't realise until something serious kicks off in front of you, and then, and only then, you learn a harsh lesson that it's not important. What was important was the memories that you were supposed to make, making people smile. Do you know what I mean? Bringing good energy to everybody else. Do you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be about fucking, it shouldn't be vengeance and anger and animosity between family. Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously other people have different situations and different outcomes and different things that have happened, and that's up to you to decide what you want to do with your life. But what I'm saying is, forgiveness is a hard thing to do, especially when you don't feel like the other person deserves it. Like, but I'm telling you, it makes you feel better. There's a piece of you that just lets go of all that animosity that you carry, all those horrible feelings that you carry. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying on yesterday's episode. Like, people's mental health, it's become a fashion nowadays. Like, I remember being at college, and do you know what I mean? Like, some people genuinely do have mental health. Like, genuinely. You can quite clearly see it. Like, clear as day. It almost feels like a superpower when you've got mental health. When you can see who has it and who's talking. Like, you can tell the difference between the two. The one who talks too much and causes too much of a scene is covering something deeper inside. Someone who doesn't talk about it too much and is just who they are, that's how you know who they are. That's how you know the difference between the two. Someone who goes on and constantly fucking, I'm this, I'm that, we know, we've heard you about 1,000 times. Nobody depressed goes around telling everyone. Do you know what I mean? A suicidal person isn't screaming from the rooftops. A suicidal person keeps it to themselves. When you get, from experience, when you even get to that fucking moment, let me explain something to you. When you have reached rock bottom, there's two thoughts that run through your brain, right? And this is my experience. And having kids, and a partner, a house, money, anything that I could, even opportunities outside. Do you know what I mean? Like, two thoughts run through your brain. The first one is, nobody wants me here, so what am I doing here? Like, why am I here? Like, what purpose do I really serve? No one really wants me around. The second thought is, do I really want to be here? Do I actually want to be here? Because I hate feeling this way. A part of you is so repulsed, you feel sick. A part of you just reiterating all these fucking nasty comments that you've heard over and over and over and over again, trying to psych yourself up. A part of you is trying to rev yourself up to go, fuck it, I'm gonna do you know what I mean? Like, that's the moment where you know that you're gonna do something. I don't tell people when I'm in that moment. Do you really think I'm gonna tell anybody if I'm gonna do something so cruel to myself? Of course not. Why would I? Because that's the last protocol in my mind. So for anyone that says anyone that's suicidal is selfish, I disagree with them. I don't think they're selfish. I think they think more about the situation and overthink a situation. People get upset. Sometimes you're not going to get the reaction you're looking for. Sometimes you'll be looking for an approval, or you'll be looking for an appraisal from your friend, or... I'm getting nervous just talking about it. I'm shaking in my legs, thinking, like, in those emotions. Part of me doesn't understand why. They're raw, I suppose. They are what they are, and I don't really talk about them because what's the point? Like, no one actually gives a fuck. If I sat here and told anybody, I imagine out of everybody I've got on any social media platform, I reckon about 2 or 3 would really, really do something. Would say something, would come round, would try and convince me something different. Majority of the rest would just carry on. And they're entitled to. I don't think bad of anyone that does want to do what they want to do with their own life and doesn't know how to deal with that kind of situation. That makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't deal with people that I can't cope with mentally. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather feel that we're connected in a mental state, that we can have a conversation, that we can. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to feel any way other than there's someone to talk to. There's another ear to listen to me, unbiased. I'm not gonna sit here and, oh, you've done this, so you deserve to feel this way. And do you know what I mean? Like, everyone deserves a fair chance, and regardless of what you do or what you've done, do you know what I mean? Like, we all make mistakes. That's who we are. You don't learn if you don't make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So, do you know what I mean? Like, mental health, you can tell the difference between the two. You can see it. You can see the difference. Like, when someone's fucking banging on about it, constantly posting it, looking for attention. Do you know what I mean? Like, and maybe they do have deeper issues inside that they need to deal with. Maybe they do. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe I'm biased because I am disabled and a part of me's battled it since I was 19. Getting given that kind of label makes you feel like it's done. It's over. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody now. Well, I'm not a nobody, but I'm somebody with a disability. Who's going to employ me? No one's going to understand my mentality. No one's going to understand my personality. No one's going to understand the way I react or things that trigger me, that make me feel or behave in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm 27. It's not as if like I'm 17 years old and fresh off the boat. Like, I'm aware. I know what's going to happen to me. So even when I do mention it, I mentioned it when I started college in September. Do you know what I mean? Like, I specifically told them I had mental health. But yet they still proceeded to teach me as if I was a normal 27-year-old. Didn't have really much supported help. Got kicked out for saying inappropriate things when technically the thing that was more inappropriate was being done in front of me, and nobody said a word. Nobody. Not one person stood up apart from me. I was about the only one that fucking said it on the spot there and then, regardless. And I'll always be that way. I'm not gonna change who I am as a person because I've got to save somebody's feelings. Like, fuck their feelings. No offense, but listen, I'm not being made a fool out of. I'm not fucking 17. I didn't come out of high school. Do you know what I mean? I've got fucking kids myself. If I wanted to watch 17-year-olds twerk, or 18-year-olds, I'll fucking type it in on Pornhub. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be in a fucking college to see it. That's for sure. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't... Do you know what pisses me off more about it, right? We're in a choir class. Choir. It's basically singing, right? We're all fucking learning the first routine, Come Alive, right? That's how much I remember of it. We're learning Come Alive from The Greatest Showman. Fucking Come Alive. And next minute, some twat's twerking. Like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, fucking, she pulls her tights up so fucking high, everybody can see everything. So, Uncomfortable Rob says something in a jokey way to have a laugh with her. So, do you know what I mean? She's aware that she's not the only one in the fucking room. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't aware that it was going to offend her. I wasn't aware that I'm going to get a fucking warning. I clearly didn't have a clue what was going to happen. So, do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, listen, hurdles happen and I'll get over it one day. Like, I'm sure I will. I'm pretty fucking vexed that I didn't go. I didn't even finish. Imagine if I'd have just not got kicked out. I'd have got my fucking grade and I'd have been going to university, which is more fucking frustrating. But at the same time, I wanted to do another year. I enjoyed it. I know, as mad as it sounds, like fucking doing ballet, or do you know what I mean? Doing ballet or doing script reading, or do you know what I mean? All the other elements that came with performing arts. I enjoyed it. I actually liked it. Like, I couldn't give a fuck anymore. Back if I'd have been 17, there's no way I would have put a fucking pair of tights on. There's no chance. 17-year-old Rob would not have put a pair of tights on, and only because of stigma. Back when I was 17, not that it's a terrible thing to be gay, but it was a constant joke. Like, it was constant. Anything you did was you're gay. Like, in a derogative sense, it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was part of our culture as a teenager. Like, anything you did, if you ate a hot dog a certain way, you're gay. You wore a pair of trainers, you were gay. Like, anything you did, anything that was out of line of being macho alpha male, you were gay. End of story. You listen to certain music, gay. Do you know what I mean? Like, it didn't even make sense. None of it made sense. I didn't even understand how being the hardest person in the school made you the popular lad in school. Like, great, you can hurt people, fantastic. But what is that? Like, why do we all love that? Why at school? Why was that the thing? Do you know what I mean? Like, why wasn't it fucking someone who looked like they were gonna fucking be someone to listen to, or somebody funny, or... It didn't make sense to me. It never made sense, none of that shit. And it don't make sense to me now. I couldn't give a fuck how hard you are. Like, so what? Like, great. You can hurt people. Is that all you can do? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing with your life if that's what you're known for? I get that some people have a rough background that they come from, and sometimes people have to fight for where they live and in different countries, but I'm talking specifically in the UK. Like, that's fine. If you're known as being hard, then fine, be hard, but I don't see that in people. That's not what I look for if we're friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're friends because we get on mentally. Mentally, we've got a similar frame of mind. We like the same twisted humour. We like playing and fucking about with things, and that's just how it is. Like, spreading love and positivity with everybody else. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you've done. Like, there's good in everybody. In everybody. Not everybody's 100% evil where they're like out of a movie. There's good in everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, I were watching with Chelsea last night something to do with a murderer. Jeffrey Dahmer, fucking hell, like, killed shitloads of fucking young men, like in Milwaukee. He was a Milwaukee cannibal. Fucking nuts, the things that he did. Do you know what I mean? Like, but he was just a normal bloke when he went to jail. Do you know what I mean? Looked like an average bloke. Spoke to the community like a normal person. So everyone has good and bad. There's not just bad and there's not just good. There's both. It just depends on what you who you prefer to turn to. Do you know what I mean? If you're nasty to a waiter or a janitor, or do you know what I mean? Generally, you're not a nice person. You're an arsehole. You don't really give a fuck about anybody else. You only care about what you're getting from this situation. And that's why you're playing fucking blow smoke up someone's arsehole, but yet being rude to someone else. Like, you're not a good person. But if you're genuine to everybody, I imagine that it comes in tenfold. Like, it comes back even more so. If everyone knows that you're a nice person, why wouldn't people want to work with you? If everyone knows that you're a good personality and you're a good This is what the world's run on. Lunatics and psychos. Like, it doesn't make sense. We've got fucking Boris Johnson telling you we have a lockdown. Then fucking 3 months later he's like, listen, we can start socialising. It's alright. Then a week later we've got to wear fucking masks and be a metre apart. Then it was we can a month of go out and eat and spend money to build the economy. Month later, now we've got to only stay in fucking 6 people. It's like we're going fucking backwards. Like, he's making this shit up as he goes along, I'm sure of it. Like, they don't have a fucking clue. How can they have a clue? How can you make us wear? How the fuck can you make us in 6 now, from Monday, right? When most things require more than fucking 6 people. You go to a supermarket, there's more than fucking 6 people. You go to a fucking pub, there's going to be more than 6 people. Go to a restaurant, there's going to be more than 6 people. Go to a fucking school, a bus. Do you know what I mean? Like, how the fuck are you going to only limit things to groups of 6? I was saying to Chelsea before, like, what happens if you're a family of 12? What happens if you're one of these parents that have got, like, fucking 10 kids? Like, how the fuck are they supposed to move? Like, listen, fucking only 4 of you can come out. Like, because there's 2 parents. Oh, no, actually, leave the dad at home. Dad can stay at home with the remainders. Do you know what I mean? And mum will be out with the most behaved. The most behaved 4 children. That's who goes. I've worked it out. But I was saying to Chelsea, imagine if you've 12 friends, right? And 6 of you stood one side and 2 meters apart was your 6 other friends. Technically, you're not a 12, you're 2 6 groups. And you're not merging together, you're 2 meters apart. So technically, you can have all your friends together, you just need to be a minimum of 6 and 2 meters apart from each other. Which is going to be fucking seriously weird. Seriously weird. But it is what it fucking is. Anyway, on to the fucking last part of my see you next Tuesday. Soccer Aid. Did anyone see Soccer Aid? Fucking buzzing. Ah, did you see young Philly? Young Philly fucking scoring. I couldn't believe it. I was buzzing. And then went for chunks. Just Chelsea hiding in the corner. Now I'm going to have to hide my shoulder. We're not hiding her. We're just keeping it to... It's my page. It's me. It makes sense that way. We don't need to bring everybody else in. Do you know what I mean? So, young Philly. Oh my God. I've never wanted someone to score so badly. Wow. And then when the goal scored, a good touch, and then slaps it straight in the back of the net, and then runs straight for chunks. What a beautiful friendship they've got, like, serious. Beautiful friendship, like, they'd do anything for each other, proper, like... That's how it should be. This macho bollocks that who's harder and can't explain your feelings and shouldn't fucking do this needs to go out of the fucking window. Like, it needs to disappear. Like, do you know how many fucking men commit suicide because they can't fucking talk to anybody? Like, it's insane. But anyway, yesterday I reported... Well, I didn't report fuck all because it's not been uploaded, so technically it don't fucking count. But yesterday I said that it was... they'd raised 11.5 million, but it's come out today. Technically, they made 9.3 million. So why are they fucking adding an extra 2 million on? That doesn't even make sense. Like, oh, we'll just chuck in another 2 million so it looks good. Like, how the fuck can you miscount 2 million? You don't miscount 2 million. It's impossible. Surely not. Like, you've worked out 9 million and you'll have kept your eye on it at all fucking times. Everyone had been on it on their fucking computers. Like... Oh, we're all the way down. We're on 9 million. Oh, we've made it to 9.2. We've got 9.25. Oh, it's 9.3. Oh, the game's finished. Just tell them it's 11.5. Just tell them it's 11.5. It'll reach that by the time this is finished and they've left the cup. Like, it's fucking nuts. Oh, you should have. You definitely should have. Definitely. I would have been well happy for it. That's why this bad boy's in it. I've got to have him in it. It would make sense if I didn't. But yeah, they only made 9.3 million, so... Do you know what I mean? But still, beautiful event. Raised money for children. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how it should be. Embracing your friends. It shouldn't be about, like... Who's the macho, who's got the nicer clothes, do you know what I mean? Like, you should fucking want to empower your brothers and sisters, do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean that metaphorically, I don't mean like, just your brother and sister and then leave your fucking mates out. I mean like, if you see your friends as family, then do it that way. Like, be that person for them, do you know what I mean? Like, even if they haven't got nothing, do you know what I mean? Be aware. There's me fucking 5 minutes ago saying who gives a fuck about someone's feelings, and then fucking now I'm telling you to think about someone's fucking feelings. Fuck me, Rob. This should have been a fucking contradictory podcast. Never mind see you next Tuesday. I am acting like a see you next Tuesday. Fucking idiot. But what I'm trying to say is if you love your friends the way you love your family, in a similar fashion, do you know what I mean? Like they like family, then you should empower them. Do you know what I mean? Regardless, every little achievement, you should treat it exactly the same. You should empower them and make them feel good about it. End of story. Like end of. That's how it should be, forever. You look after everybody else, and they'll look after you in return, in respect, and that's just how it always is, right? So yeah, that's the end of See You Next Tuesday podcast, episode 6. Boom! Oi, oi!